This conference will now be recorded.
Right, let's start today's session. In the last session, we started with the database connectivity program, and we discussed theoretically what is storage area, what types of storage areas are there in that database storage area, only why it is required. So obviously, database storage area is important because when compared to file storage, database storage area will provide lot of space to store our data, huge amount of data. And also database storage area will provide centralized database connection. Means once we store the data in database, many clients can interact with the data. And next, database storage area will provide SQL query support. Means we can pass SQL Server statements like insert query, delete query, update query, select query. All these queries we can able to pass it. And we will start with database programming by using Microsoft SQL Server as well as MySQL. Two database connectivity I'm going to show you right now. So already I have a Microsoft SQL Server database software. So you can see this, go to search and type SQL, and there is a SQL Server Management Studio is there. This is same like how we are using PyCharm editor. For SQL Server, Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio is there. This is only same. Once I use this Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, I can click on it. Now I'm going to click on Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. This is editor for SQL Server statements. How we use PyCharm editor for our Python coding. Same SQL Server statements purpose. They're having editor called Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio editor. It is. This is the editor tool. And if you want to use this Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, you have to download and install it. How to download and install it, I will tell you. Just go to Google. Okay, you just go to Google if you want to download Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. So download SQL Server 2019 software. You can do it. So you will get immediately. You can see SQL Server downloads Microsoft. This is the Microsoft product only. We are communicating with right now Microsoft SQL Server downloads, and you will be able to see this. There are many options are there, but you can come down slowly. Download free specialized edition is there. No? In this, you can download it and install it. If you don't know how to download and install SQL Server 2019, so simply you can go to YouTube channel. Okay, go to YouTube simply, and in this YouTube you can try to type and see that. So steps to download SQL Server 2019 and like this. So we have to write steps to download and install SQL Server 2019. If you click, so you will get many options. Any video you can able to watch it. They will suggest you to how to download and install it. It will be easy. That is no problem at all. In case if you want to work with SQL Server 2019 software, otherwise not required. Okay. So only for this purpose, you need not to download. Better to download MySQL because in Django also MySQL can be useful, not SQL Server. Okay, just I'm showing using Python how we can communicate with Microsoft SQL Server as well as MySQL. Multiple databases Python will support. So as soon as when we go to search and type SQL, so you will get Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. When we open that, so immediately it will ask you to some credentials for connect to the server. So here server type, you have to select a database engine. There are so many server types are there, but it is very important database engine only. because you are going to manage and access data from database. And server name is, you can give any name. Here you can see my computer name also there, desktop here, or else dot server is better server here. This is the universal server name for SQL Server Management Studio. Dot is the common server. And authentication is Windows authentication. If you give server authentication, it will ask you to login ID and password. This login ID and password, this login ID and password, just this login ID password. Okay. So this login ID password, you have to give at the time of installation what login ID password you have given. Okay. So now I'm selecting Windows authentication. No need to give. Now you can see, click on connect button. So connecting to the server successfully. Once connected, now you can see this. We have connected here. So once we connected, you can see left hand side, you will be able to get some Object Explorer window here. This Object Explorer window is important. You can able to manage your database and tables and everything here. Even sometimes you may not find Object Explorer in the left hand side corner, so no worries, and you can go and collect from it view menu. There is a view menu, and click on Object Explorer, or F8 you can click on it, automatically Object Explorer is coming. So once Object Explorer you got, so you can see left hand side there is a databases folder is there. You can expand it, and there are so many databases are there, like Python 8 a.m., Python 9 a.m., Python 7 a.m. These are all databases which we created previously here. Okay, but these are all databases are not required for us. So let's try to delete all this. Just I want to delete it. Okay, I don't need this many databases right now. So instead of that, I'll prepare a new database here. Okay, yes. Now just wait a minute. Someone is asking the link for joining today's session. Yeah, right. So now I'm trying to create one database, sir, here. To create a database, then what we need to do, right click on databases folder, click on new database simply. And after that, you can see this database name it is asking. You can give the database name. Just I'm giving Python at 7 a.m. database I'm creating. So once you give this database name, automatically database created successfully. Now, once database is created, Python at 7 a.m. Okay, you can see this, expand this Python at 7 a.m. database. Okay, this is the 7 a.m. database. Okay, so this 7 a.m. This link will work. This link will work for 7 more days. Next week also it will work. Same link you can use. You should not use old link because that links are expired. No, why you didn't receive this link already? I sent to that all of the Python students in the group and well as in the mails also. I sent this link only. But how you joined before few days? So day before yesterday, this week Monday onwards, you join on this link only, no? So this link will work for 7 more days. So even next week completely, you can join in this link only. So now you can see Python 7 a.m. database is there. This database, we don't have any tables right now. We can say expand tables. There is no tables. I want to create one table here. Let's create table. To create table, right click on tables folder, go to new and click on table. And just I'm trying to create one table and I would like to insert few records also. First, I would like to show you how to read the data from that table. Now it is asking immediately column name, ID column, data type is integer. Next name column I'm taking, name, data type is variable character, address column I'm taking, data type is variable character, salary I'm taking, salary is integer, like this. So ID, name, address, salary. Okay, this is the case. So after that, once we click on save button, so it will ask you to create one new table with the name called EMP table. So let me take EMP or any name of the table you can give, no problem. Not only EMP compulsory, just I'm giving my table name is EMP. Click on OK. Now once table is created, you can see this, close this, right click on tables folder, refresh it. So you can expand this tables folder and you will see this table is available dbo.emp table. Right click on it and edit top 200 rows here. Now you can see here ID, name, address, salary here. ID, name, address, salary. ID is what actually one, name is just Sai, address is Hyderabad, salary is 9,000 or anything. ID is 2, name is Mohan, address is suppose SR Nagar, salary is for example 80,000. And 2 records are inserted. Just observe here. Let's go to query designer and execute SQL. So these records are gets inserted into database. So at back end, that is database level, what I did, I create a database. Python 7am is our database. In this database, I create a table, EMP table. In this table, I insert 2 records. These 2 records, I want to start reading from the database table here to where? In PyCharm editor. Here, this is my program. So to communicate with SQL, we need one library, that is one module that is called PyODBC module. PyODBC stands for Python Open Database Connectivity. So we have to import PyODBC. PyODBC. So in your case, PyODBC will not be available because this module explicitly you have to install it. Directly it will not come. Whenever you type in your computer import PyODBC, IntelliSense will not show you PyODBC for you. In that case, you have to install explicitly this PyODBC. How to install explicitly this PyODBC? Click on File menu, click on Settings. In the left-hand side panel, your project name is there, Python project 7am. Under this project 7am, you have to select Python interpreter. After selecting Python interpreter, you have to click on plus symbol. But you can see already in your project, there are some packages. What is PyODBC package is there or not? Yes. If not, then we have to add it like this by using plus symbol. And now you can see I'm trying to use in the available packages search, I'm using here PyODBC, Python open database connectivity like this, PyODBC. Select this PyODBC. Now click on install package. This is PyODBC is a database API. Database API means it is application programming interface module for ODBC, open database connectivity. So PyODBC installed successfully. Once this PyODBC package installed successfully, close this all windows. Now you can able to use this PyODBC library to communicate from PyCharm editor to SQL Server database. So already I have a program that is database program is there. Now you can see database programming and open. I'll explain that clearly. So especially I'm performing what operations, CRUD operations I'm performing. CRUD operations. CRUD operations using MS SQL. MS SQL means Microsoft SQL Server Database. In CRUD operation, C for create means inserting record. R for read means to retrieve the data from database. U for update means what actually? Update means modification of the record. D for delete means deleting the record. Remove record from the database. These CRUD operations I'm doing using MS SQL. Later we can do same CRUD operations using MySQL also. MySQL is different, MS SQL is different. And even Oracle also there. Oracle also it will be used. So right now in my computer, Oracle is not there. So that's what I can't able to show you. But no problem. Any database you can use, but mostly in reality, they'll use MySQL. In our Django, we use MySQL only, not MS SQL. But just I'm showing this how to communicate. So any database is required to store our data, but only while connecting to the database, the address path only will be changed. Well, that is only the different. Remaining things will be same. So CRUD operations using MS SQL, Microsoft SQL Server. So create, read, update, delete. So CRUD operations using MySQL here. Now let's run this. Let's go to this documentation. So I have already documentation, Python database. So today night you will receive complete advanced Python PDF. Okay. In WhatsApp group I'll send today evening. I'll send you all core and advanced and Django and REST API, all documents PDF I will send you. Even those who not join for Django REST API, Python full stack also. So you will get documentation, but if you can able to understand, you can understand, but it's not possible. So Django REST API, by looking document, you cannot learn. You must and should attend classes only. Then only you can understand. That's what I'm just freely posting all my PDF documents in our WhatsApp group. Okay. So because in our WhatsApp group, there are so many Django students also there. For them, I have to post all the documents. Today, you will receive all one by one. You can download PDF. And even I'll send to your mails also, no problem. So here, this is the program which I have to use in my performing like CRUD operations. First important thing is this is import PyODBC. Already I have imported in my program, import PyODBC. After that, next one is connection is very important. Connection means what? From PyCharm editor to SQL Server database, connection is required. Connection means address path of the database. That is connection string, we can say that. That connection string here is their connection string, you can see. This is the connection string mainly. CON is a connection object. Okay, CON is a connection object. You can take any object name. PyODBC is a library. Dot connect is a method. And now this is the address path of the connection. Driver equals to SQL server in the curly brackets. Server equals to dot. Just now, while connecting with SQL server, I use what server name? Dot server name. And database equals to Python at 7 a.m. My database name is this is. So using this connection string like address path of the database, we are communicating from PyCharm editor to Python 7 a.m. This is the address path only. So database to database, only address path will change. Here we are working with Microsoft SQL Server, and whenever you go for MySQL, the address will be changed only. Driver equals to SQL Server, server equals to dot server, database equals to Python at 7 a.m. like this one. Okay. So next, I want to insert the record. Sorry, first I want to retrieve the records. How to retrieve the records, we'll see now. So let's copy this method. This is the Python function only. So here I'm copying this method, and now you can see read method I'm calling here. So just reading the data from database DB. So def is a function creation, read is the function name of connection object I'm passing. This connection object is what? Database address path. This connection object I'm passing to this read method only. After that, here cursor is my variable equals to con.cursor. Cursor is the cursor is the memory location of your records. Whenever you try to retrieve the data from database, all records will come and stored into cursor variable. So cursor is a collection of records, and cursor dot execute select star from table name emp. So select star from table name emp is SQL statement or SQL query. Using this statement only, we are requesting to the database Python at 7 a.m. Okay, on this table emp table. So we are retrieving that all columns. Select star means instead of star indicates instead of star you can use column names also, id comma name comma address, something like that only. So cursor dot execute select star from emp here, and in this cursor we have how many records, because database is having two records, no, one and two. The two records are available in the cursor object. So that two records I'm reading here for row in cursor. For row in cursor I'm taking. For row in cursor means what? Row is a loop variable. In cursor means collection of records. One by one record I'm printing here. First record after printing, I'm giving some space. That's what I'm giving empty function here. But when this code will execute, whenever you call the function. So did I call the function? No. So I have to call the function. How to call the function? Simple. Read is the function like this. After that, recommend is close the connection better after perform. So closing the connection means we are closing the connection to the database after completion of reading here. So look at here in my document also, same thing is there. We have to read the connection. After that, connection close. Once I try to read this, just observe here. Once I execute, the two records are going to be read or not from the database to Python. So you can see this. All two records are reading, and we are getting the output clearly. You can see reading the data from database. Now observe here, something is available in the red color. This you know already clearly. So many times we have got deprecation warnings. Deprecation warnings are common warnings. So that means it is going to be some functions are deprecation. Now you can see pi unicode underscore from unicode null size is deprecated. Use pi unicode underscore new instead of this. So some functions are going to be replaced at that version to versions. So that's what deprecation warnings are going to display. These warnings are do not harmful to your program execution. This is not an error. This is just a warning. Even if you want to avoid these warnings, how to avoid? So which will make some disturbance of console window. You want to avoid these warnings. Then already I discussed in my previous example somewhere. So you can try to use import warnings module, import warnings. Then after that, so warnings dot, I want to filter the warnings. So that is message that is ignored. So category of what warnings? So deprecation warnings I'm creating. So if I do like these two lines of code, so in your program, the any warnings are there, that warnings are clearly removed. Now you can say you will get some clean window of console. So reading data from database, two records are available in my database right now. Two records, which is coming from Python at 7 a.m. database, and EMP table is there here. Two records are reading successfully from where to where? My Microsoft SQL Server database to your PyCharm editor clearly, reading the data from database, fine. But at the same time, I want to do all rest of the operations. What are the rest of the operations are there? Look at here. I want to insert the data into database. For insertion purpose, I'm using create function here. Create function. Let's copy and paste the function here. Look at here. After creating, that is inserting the data into database. So create means insertion. This create command also should know the database path where it has to insert. So again, cursor equals to con.cursor, cursor.execute method same. Here for reading purpose, we use which statement, select statements. But here for insert purpose, we use what statements, insert statement. Insert into table name EMP. What column values you are inserting? ID, name, address, salary. These columns only we have in my SQL Server database: ID, name, address, salary. Okay. And after that, values. So I'm just passing question marks here. Why? Because values need to be separately insert. Suppose I'm trying to insert third record and name is Durga and what we can say address is HYD and salary is 45,000. I'm just giving this record. Third record is inserting into database table. And after inserting, you make sure that you have to use connection.commit. Commit is used to save the transaction, sir. Commit is used for what purpose? It is used to save the transaction. If you don't use commit, so it will not save the transaction. Commit is compulsory required to use here. But after committing, so why we are calling the read method again here? Here we have read already. We have called the read method. Why we are calling read method here? Because whether record is inserted or not, again you have to go back to database and check it. But without checking, by going back to the database, inside the create function only, I am calling one more time read method. When we call read method, after gets inserting this record, third record, initially for the first time when we read, two records will come. After inserting third record also will come in the reading section. That's what I am using read connection again. So you have to call the method. What method? Create method. You have to call. How to call create method? You can see create method also. We have to use this create connection like this only. Let's call the method create connection here. So here just create connection like this. Similarly, if you want to update the records, then update function you have to write it. Update means modify the record into database table. I'm trying to update the record here. Let's copy and paste it here. Updating the data into database purpose, we use update method. So DEF is a function definition. Update is a method. Connection is a object here. So updating the data into database. Updating the data into database. Now cursor equals to con.cursor and cursor.execute. So update EMP set name equals to question mark, address equals to question mark, salary equal to question mark, where ID equals to question mark, comma. So I want to update the records. Name is Tarun and address is just Amir Pate I'm taking. Salary is 20,000, 23,000. Here I have to update first record. I have to update right now in my database. First record is Sai. So in place of Sai, I have to update the record Tarun. In place of Hyderabad SR Nagar, in place of 90,000, 23,000, I have to update. So this is updating the data. After updating, committing this transaction, save the transaction means this update and updation will affect. Whether updated successfully or not, how I can see without going back to database, I have to read the connection again. So read means read method will call after updating, updated record will be read to your window. So here update method also have to call this. So update method I'm calling here. At the same time, finally delete function. So delete function purpose, we have to write delete command, delete function. Simple it is, delete all SQL Server queries I'm passing within the Python functions. Now coming to this def, delete is the function name, con. So deleting record from database, deleting records from database, we can say that. So cursor is a variable equals to con.cursor and cursor.execute. Delete from table name emp where id equals to 1 connection.commit only I'm taking. Con.commit. Con is a connection object, commit is the method action. Again, I'm trying to read connection object where id equals to 1. Delete from emp where id equals to 1 here. So I'm deleting ID number 1, or else let's go for ID number 2 only, because ID number 1 only updating, no, ID number 2 I want to delete. So after deleting, so whether deletion is effect or not, let me connection dot. So this is all CRUD operations I'm doing at one program only. Read means to retrieve the data from database, but for that I have to use select command. Create means we are inserting the data into database, for that we are using insert command. Update means we are modifying the data into database, for that we are using update command. Delete means we are deleting the records into from database, delete ID number 2. So second number deleted record, first number ID updating the record. Okay, okay, inserted is third number record is inserted. Whenever we hit this, now you can see all the operations are going to be done in this case. So let's run this. Just wait for few seconds. Now you can see first time when we read the data from database, actually my database right now 1, 2 records are there. Some same 1, 2 records are coming from database. After inserting the data, again we are reading, no, third record gets inserted into database. So updating the data, first record is gets updated in place of Sai, Hyderabad 90,000. First record Tarun, Amirpet 23,000 is updated. Finally, we are deleting the records also. Second record right now in database, you can refresh it. 1 and 3 records only there. First record newly inserted, second record deleted, third record is second record is deleted, first record is updated, third record is newly inserted. When we go back to database right now and refresh, 1, 3 records only there. You can see refresh it, 1 and 3 only there here. It is updated. So first record got modified, second record got deleted, third record got inserted. So all CRUD operations using Microsoft SQL Server. This database programming also I have included into my clear advanced Python PDF. You can able to look into later once you receive this advanced Python PDF today evening. Okay. Check in WhatsApp group mainly. Those who are not in WhatsApp group, no worries. I will send to you advanced Python material PDF to your mails also. You can download it, no issues. Okay. So this is CRUD operations using Microsoft SQL Server. Okay, this is different database. Same thing, we have to work with the CRUD operations with the MySQL also here. So MySQL program, how it is, we'll discuss now. But before that, let me show you CRUD operations using MySQL. But before that, you must and should install MySQL software also. In my computer, MySQL also there. The reason is in Django especially we use MySQL software only. Just I want to introduce MySQL today, how to working or not. So tomorrow we'll go through more operations on MySQL server. Now you can see we have a MySQL Workbench 8.0. CE means compact edition it is. Sorry, community edition. It's a community edition. So if you want to download and install MySQL, I strongly recommend to just go to Google and you can see this download MySQL. You can type it, okay, for Windows operating system. And now you can see download MySQL community server, or else MySQL downloads also you can go to like this, or download MySQL installer beta. This is the first link. And I suggest you to download this one only. 439.6 megabytes are there. No, this is this you can able to download. New version it is. You can download it and install it. Again, same thing if you don't know how to download MySQL. So simply go to YouTube and simply search the steps to install. Okay, steps to install MySQL database. You can search it and so many links will be there. Any video you can follow it. They'll recommend to you to how to do this. Okay, steps to download and install MySQL. You can type it in Google. Now you can see. So they will give you step by step clearly. Any video which you like more, you can follow it. So you can able to install successfully MySQL in your computer. But right now I want to check in my computer MySQL is working or not. So to do that, let's go to search and type MySQL, and you'll be able to see this MySQL workbench. Click on this icon. So this is the editor which will be managed for MySQL statements completely. So I'm using this. Now you can see welcome to MySQL workbench is there. In the left hand side panel, you can see this local instance MySQL 8 is there. This is the instance number, and username is root I am giving, or double OT root, and local host is my current host, and 3306 is the port number. These credentials you have to use it while connecting from Python to MySQL. Click on this link and it will ask you immediately enter your password. At the time of installation, I have given password for my MySQL. So the password is S letter capital SHANVI Shanvi at the rate of 123 I have given. So click on OK. So what password you have, in your case, what password you have given at the time of installation, that you have to use. So immediately I can able to successfully join into MySQL editor window here. In the left hand side, there are so many tables are there. You can see this Python 10 a.m., 12 a.m. like this. Many tables are there. So I want to drop all the tables, databases not required for us. So many databases I created. So these are all not required, sir. Just temporary databases I created previously. Drop schema. Schema in the sense database table name. So let's drop it. Okay, this is so many databases are there here. Okay, now coming to this here, this is the MySQL window. So how to communicate with MySQL window, I'll show you from PyCharm. So let's create one new file here, communicating with MySQL server. So Python DB1 is my database table. Now here to communicate with MySQL. So here MySQL programs also I maintain in my drive. So look at here, MySQL programs are available. This MySQL programs also available in your PDF documentation. You can check it later. So I have MySQL programs here. First program, I want to show you just how to establish connection to the MySQL, whether it is connection is working or not. I want to show you. So look at here. This is the package we have to work with the MySQL connection. So import mysql.connector. Okay. So after the try block and except block I use if anything wrong. So let's copy and paste the code here. So mysql.connector. So actually while importing mysql.connector, sometimes you may not get mysql.connector. You must and should install this. So how to install this mysql.connector package? Again, file menu, settings. In the left hand side, under your project, you have to select Python interpreter. Now you can see MySQL connector Python is already installed. If not, you can try to click on plus symbol, and in the available packages, MySQL connector, MySQL dash connector dash Python is there. This is I recommend. So you can select this and install. Already I have installed. No need to install again here. Okay, already installed this is. So installation successfully done. So this is MySQL connection purpose. We have to include library. So that's what it is coming in IntelliSense only. Now you can see import MySQL dot connector means automatically it will come in IntelliSense MySQL dot connector. MySQL dot connector. So here in the try block, I'm saying try block connection object is there. MySQL is a connector is a library. Dot connect is a method. Username is root. Password is I said that S capital Shanvi at the rate of 123. Host name is optional, but if you want, you can give, otherwise not required. Port number also optional. Host is local host. Port is 3306. This is the connection string of MySQL. If this connection string is perfect, means all the credentials are correct, then you will get this method. It will go to try block. If con.isConnected method will return boolean true or false. If it is true, then connected successfully. If it is not correct, then it will go to except block. It is unable to connect, it will show you. Right now at this moment, when I run this, it will show you connected successfully only, because all credentials are correct. If any credentials are wrong, for example, password I'm not giving correctly, this is password I'm not giving, obviously you will get unable to connect message. Now you can see unable to connect here, because something went wrong. We are handling that exception clearly. Unable to connect message is coming. So make sure that all credentials must be correct only, then only you can communicate from PyCharm editor to MySQL server. Connection is successfully done. This is MySQL connected successfully here. So these programs we have to discuss more, like how to create database, how to insert record, how to insert multiple record. All the programs, like minimum 7 to 8 programs we have to discuss in MySQL, that we will cover in tomorrow's session. We'll finish it MySQL connection also in tomorrow clear. So maybe next week, I'm going to finish your Python sessions, mostly next weekend, by next weekend. So after that, immediately I'll start for Django at 7 a.m. because some people are looking forward 7 a.m. Django only, especially for them only I am starting. Otherwise, actually I supposed to you join at 8 a.m. That will be more better, but unfortunately that does not happen. It's okay, no problem. So I'm announcing new batch after finishing this Python for your 7 a.m. batch. Immediately I'll start Django also. You can join that. Okay. So see you tomorrow on same link. And today evening or night, you will receive core Python PDF, advanced Python PDF, Django PDF, REST API PDF, all available in our WhatsApp group. Okay. Even if you are not in WhatsApp group, don't worry. I will send core and advanced Python PDF to your mails only. Check it and download.